Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. If you guys, this is another Disney World video. I haven't done too many of these, but hey, also, I changed the Lego background. I didn't think you guys were getting sick of the old one, but hey, I like to alternate, so here's some new stuff to look at. So enjoy that. But yeah, today's a Disney World video from when I went about a month ago almost, something like that. And it was fantastic. I'll try if I can remember. I'll link my video where I kind of taped Downtown Disney or Disney Springs in the pool. I didn't tape the parks because that's done on like 4K Walt Disney World Resort TV 1, all that, and I don't want to get a copyright strike. But this hat, this specific hat, right here, this one actually, it was pretty funny. So here's my story. We were on Splash Mountain, and Splash Mountain, by the way, is one of my favorite rides of all time. It's fantastic. Not racist, by the way. It's called The Period Piece. I have not seen the film Song of the South, but I want to. But yeah, Splash Mountain from when I was a kid. I'm 22 now, and it's a fantastic ride. It really, really is. It tells a story that not a lot of people know about. You know, it's not just Brer Rabbit going on an adventure and getting caught. It tells a kind of referential story about the dangers of exploration and, you know, trying to keep, you know, sometimes staying at home is the best medicine, you know, comfort, COVID, but, you know, it's a good story in there. It's a really good ride, you know, and I do think that log flume is pretty cool. The 50-foot hill, it's awesome. But, you know, I'm going to try to find a video, too, if I can find a good video. I'll link that in the description as well, because I do want you guys to, if you haven't seen the ride, at least, you know, I want you to watch it. So I'll try to link a thing in the description for you to check out of the ride. But yeah, so my story begins basically, and I have a lot of stories. I actually have two. My first one regarding this hat. This hat that I'm wearing, actually, I got it at the Splash Mountain gift store because I was wearing another hat that actually didn't fit me too well, but it had a bunch of Mickeys on it, like through the years, you know, like the Steamboat Willie and the Fantasia Mickey, all that stuff. And it was the smallest hill. Again, there's a 50-foot hill. The smallest hill. It was crazy, because what happened was, normally I take my hat off during the ride, because again, you know, you don't want to risk it flying off, but I thought to myself, hey, I'll keep it on, why not, you know, it's the smallest hill, and I was going to take it off before the big one, but, so we go down the small hill, right, here's our log flume, and it goes, like that, it's like, I don't know, 10 feet, really easy, and my hat goes, it shoots right off. And I'm not taking my head off because my hair is a effed up mess, but it literally goes, and I was like, oh shoot, you know, I was like, what the heck? I looked back because we were in the front row, my dad and I, and we looked back, and there's no hat in the seat, so I'm like, oh you know, where's my hat? And when we got off the ride, I checked in all the areas, and yeah, the hat wasn't there. So it either went in the water, or it went on top of an animatronic. So you know, who knows? Disney, apparently they get stolen or lost items, and they put it in the Main Street USA. They put it in like the lost and found. We didn't even check. I said, screw it. We went in the gift store right after I bought this. But, you know, it was pretty funny. I told my mom and dad, I said, hey, now a part of me is officially on this ride. You know what I mean? So, it was kind of cool. And we weren't even mad. My dad and I weren't even effing mad because I lost it on Splash Mountain, one of my favorite rides. And it was more funny than anything, you know what I mean? Because it was the tiniest hill. And the hat, it was on tight. It just goes, woo! It shot right off, man. And the funniest thing, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I turned around, it's not there. It poofed. It bamped. It was completely gone. But it was funny, you know what I mean? It really was. And then my second story, this one actually was when I was a kid. And let me just say this. I'm Republican. Let me just say that. But there were a group of people that weren't Americans, and they were on the ride making a ruckus, right? And I'm not being racist, but it's true. I mean, they were doing that. And they were screaming and belching and going, woo! You know, all that stuff, but making all the noise they could for the fun of it. It's rude. Don't do that if you're on a ride. Just enjoy the ride. Be silent. You can laugh and have emotions, but don't go screaming and belching like a banshee. So they were in the row ahead of us, from what I remember, right? My dad and I were still riding. Again, this was when I was a kid, way long ago. But it stuck with me. And there was, toward the end-ish, after the 50-foot hill, we got stopped, right? There was like a, you know, like sometimes rides get stuck. So here's one log ride, and here's ours. It was like, boom, boom, you know, so it was pretty backed up. Without anything happening, I would say the backup would probably be 10 to 15 minutes, you know. But we were stuck at a point where Brer Rabbit and Brer Bird were singing. And because it's a Disney ride, they boost the audio to like 200%. So if you're right next to that animatronic, it's destroying your earbuds. You're done. So that's, of course, where we were. You know, we were right by Brer Rabbit, and he was like, how do you move it along? And it's like right in your ear. You're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? For like 2 seconds, you're like, oh, this is good. You know, but then afterwards, you're stuck there for 20 minutes, and you just want to die. But, you know, it was It was fun. But, and then the group, I'll just call them the group in front of me, they were still making their noise and freaking out. And so one of them apparently just said, F this. And, you know, when you board this ride, you have like a, I don't know, like a lap bar seat, you know, so you can't fly off or jump out in the middle of the ride. Well, he did. Apparently he was like Shaggy. He was really thin. He just pooped out of there, and he walked out. And again, you're not supposed to leave the ride. He literally stood up, walked to the right, and then from there, there was like a little panel box, you know, where some guys control the ride. He found the panel box. I don't know how the hell he found it, but he found the panel box, and he starts going beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. He starts tapping all the buttons, and Dad and I are like, oh, shit, look at this guy. What's he doing, you know? This guy's booping and bopping away, you know, and what I call the Disney police showed up. They didn't have Mickey ears. It would have been funny. They were basically cops, but, you know, I call them the Disney police. And they were like, sir, stop walking, stop touching. And he was like, beep, boop, boop, you know. So I don't know what happened. They didn't shoot him. They would zap him or whatever. They got him out of the park, I would imagine. But it was, you know, it was pretty funny. It was, what turned out to be a good ride then turned into get me out of this ride. And then it turned into, oh, I want to stay here because look at what this guy's doing. You know, he's providing the entertainment. And again, don't do this. Don't get out of the ride. Don't cause a scene. Don't scream like a banshee. This is what not to do at a Disney attraction. But it's pretty funny. So yeah, that's that. And then the one other thing I want to tell you is the Universe of Energy with Ellen and Bill Nye the Science Guy. Great freaking ride. Really pissed they got rid of it a few years ago. I loved it. It was amazing. Great movie. Great animatronics. It was the perfect ride at Epcot. And there's a scene and you'll know what I'm talking about if you've ridden it. But there's a scene in the beginning where you watch a little movie and you get in your ride, and the lady on the PA computer lady voice says, you know, we're going into Ellen's dream. When the doors close automatically, if you get out, if you stand up and leave the car you're in, the ride will stop. It will shut down. People have to go because it's a big building. You know, it's not like you get out and please remain seated. You know, they have to check the room for evil people and stuff like that, you know, jacked up people. So lo and behold, and again, this was when I was a kid. I remember this too. We were in there, and you know, we're all seated. Mom and Dad were like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." You know, I love this ride. And literally as soon as the door closed, there's a little door. It goes like that. As soon as it closed, some motherfucker jumped up, jumped out of the thing, and started running like hell. And we're like, "Oh God, you know, now what?" So the ride shut down. We had to evacuate, and you know, of course, we were all joking. We're like, "Oh, find the guy in the red shirt. We're gonna beat him up." You know, he either switched shirts or he got the fudge out of town because we couldn't find him. Not that we were looking for him, but you know, it was a funny joke. So again, those are the three things, guys: Splash Mountain hat, which was this recent time, and then we have, of course, the Splash Mountain Crazy Family and the Spaceship Earth. I probably have some others. If you want to see more Disney stories that are kind of crazy, out there, and weird, tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments also if you have been to Disney World or Disneyland and experienced any kind of weird meltdown or weird, you know, stopping or anything like something weird. Of course, keep it PG. You know, no extreme violence, but you know, if you have anything to share, tell me in the comments, and hey, we'll start a conversation. Again, if you want to see more of this Disney talk, maybe I'll even talk about some of the rides, and you'll actually see the rides, not just me. But again, I wanted to give the background a chance. And I felt like this was a video where you wanted to see me because it was more personal. So again, tell me in the comments all this stuff that I told you, any experiences you had, if you want to see more. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.